So an announcement was made recently that Sony and PlayStation would be cutting off access to the PlayStation Store via PS3 and PS Vita. And basically, if you had those consoles, you wouldn't be able to access the store anymore. And this sparked a lot of outrage, anger, discussion, usually things that you don't want to be dealing with as a company. And yesterday, Monday, it was announced through a PlayStation blog post that they would no longer be going through with these plans. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you why it's a good thing that we, the gamers, spoke up against these moves that PlayStation and Sony were preparing to make. So in this brief PlayStation blog post, Jim Ryan basically details a little bit the plans that Sony and PlayStation had for essentially not supporting older tech anymore in favor of putting more focus on newer stuff like the PS4, the PS5, and going from there. And there was a section on there that basically said because consumers were angry, were frustrated, were upset that these stores weren't going to be supported anymore on the PS3 and PS Vita platforms, that they would not be going through with the change instead. And this move actually mirrors a move that Xbox did recently with a reversal of an initially announced price increase, that is, of Xbox Live Gold. Microsoft Xbox had announced that they were going to be increasing the price majorly, and this was met with a very negative reaction to just about everyone who saw it online. And within 24 hours, I think I went to bed, and the following morning I woke up, and literally overnight they had changed their minds and changed their policies, and it was like the whole thing was just completely erased from their plans of what they were going to do moving forward. But that is where ultimately the point of this video comes in, which is that we, the consumer, we, the customer, we have the money. We have what these corporations want. We have what these companies want. And when a company like this makes a move that is more aggressive, more, you could say, arrogant, and potentially is anti-consumer, you can make them pay for it. We can make them pay for it. And a big example of that, a huge example of that, is with you could just take the Xbox One's launch, for example. I mean, the Xbox One launched, it was the weaker of the systems compared to the PS4. It was more expensive by $100. It came with a forced connect camera, which, I mean, nobody really wanted. And it was marketed as a TV movie VCR thing. I mean, and it could play games as well. Versus Sony's, I mean, Sony didn't really even have to do anything with the PlayStation 4 except for just say we're not Microsoft. And as a result, pretty much for the entirety of that generation, the Xbox One and PS4 generation, we've seen Microsoft have to play a huge game of catch-up, but it's also through the customer taking that action that we got programs like Xbox Game Pass, backwards compatibility, and other things that really add a lot of value to Xbox. So ultimately, it's good to see that Sony and PlayStation made this decision and decided to not go ahead and cut off support from the PS3 store and the PS Vita store, and listen to their community feedback. Because the last thing they want to do is alienate their customers and make them go to a competitor like, say, Xbox. Ultimately, we, the community, have the power and the money, and it's Microsoft and Sony and everybody else's developers' jobs to earn it. So if you've made it this far, thank you for your time and attention. I greatly appreciate you hanging out and listening to my thoughts. My name is Dalton Evans, and I'll talk to you next time.